In my last video, we talked about 50 different ways to make more money, and I have a part two for you today with 50 more ways to make money. Because during times of high inflation, like what we're living in right now, it's really helpful to have a lot of different ideas about how to bring in more money. And again, as I said before, none of these are guaranteed to work, they're not guaranteed to make you money. But it's just ideas and brainstorming to help you think about ways that you might be able to start generating more income streams for yourself and your family, which never hurts no matter what's going on in the economy, whether the economy is doing well or the economy is doing badly. It never hurts to have your income coming in from more than just, say, your job or your spouse's job. It just makes you so much more resilient, all things considered, to have money coming in from a variety of places. So here are 50 more ideas for you, so keep watching. Hello, I'm Sarah Edens. I'm a finance coach, author, and wealth mindset researcher. And here on my channel, we talk about finance skills, we talk about wealth mindset, and we talk about all the different things that you need to be able to unlock your inner millionaire and live your dream life. So if this interests you, then please come and subscribe to my channel. And if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. I'm so happy you're here. And thank you for chipping in and being part of this as you help me build this channel and create this community where we continue to learn and grow together. All right, so let's get right into it. So I've got 50 more ways that you can figure, different ideas that you can potentially think through if this sounds good to you. If just pick the ones that work for you and leave the rest. But here are 50 more ways that you can make some more money for yourself and your family. Number 1, sell unused gift cards. This is really good because think about how many times have you gotten a gift card to a store you never use or a restaurant you never go out to eat at, and you're like, what am I going to do with this? Well, there are sites online. If you just Google sell my gift card or something like that, then you can look that up and figure out where is a good company that will sell that back, and then you can get some money back from that gift card you were never going to use anyway. So that's pretty much free money, right? Number 2 is become a graphic design freelancer. So if you want to learn some graphic design skills, or if you already have them and are looking to do some freelance work, this can be a really good option as well, especially today with how much everyone's businesses are online and they're needing a lot of help with graphic design work with their websites or their social media marketing. This is just a gold mine, so definitely look into that. Number 3 is become a DJ. If you love music, you can DJ for events. 4 is start a wedding planning business. So this is good if you have nerves of steel and love working with people. And so I would say if you don't love those two things, don't even consider it. But wedding planning and event planning is something that people are always looking for help with, just because it is complicated enough that it's usually easier to hire someone to help with that. So think about that if that interests you. Number 5 is become a freelance makeup artist. So again, in this very kind of photo-based, digital-based world that we live in, makeup artists are in more and more demand now because everyone really wants to put their best face forward. And so while you can go learn how to do your makeup yourself, it's often a lot easier to hire someone to do it, especially for events, for weddings, for all these different things. And so that's a cool thing to look into as well if you love makeup and fashion. Number 6 is sell your art. So if you're an artist, you can sell through Etsy. You can sell your work at local art fairs and art shows, or even local galleries. That's a cool option as well. Number 7 is teach cooking classes. So if you love to cook, you can either teach cooking classes in person, or I have a friend who actually teaches cooking classes online and has an online platform where she does cooking classes to teach people how to cook Italian cuisine. So that's kind of fun as well. And she obviously loves it. And it's really fun it's kind of like a cook along type thing where you get all the ingredients ahead of time and then cook with her. So that's a really fun option that you could look into. Number 8 is to start a pool cleaning service. If you live somewhere really hot that has lots of pools, like the area I live, you'll always see those pool cleaning service trucks running around because no one wants to have to clean their own pool. That is definitely a chore that pretty much folks are happy to outsource. So you're seeing a running theme here of like, find that pain point and that job that people don't want to do themselves, and be that person to solve their problem, and they will love you forever. So that's really I think one of the things that is helps many entrepreneurs be successful is they just got into a niche where people were really having problems, really dealing with difficulty, and they came in with a solution. So good thing to think about there, just across the board. Number 9 is to become a personal chef. And so that's kind of a fun option if you love to cook. You can, a lot of times, people who are very busy but have the money to will happily hire someone to come and cook in their home, prepare their meals for the week. And it's not necessarily that you're the chef for that household all the time, although you might be. There's definitely people that do that. But you can also go around and have a variety of people you work for and do personal chef services in their home. Number 10 is to become a resume writer. This is even more important given all the problems we've had with layoffs this past year, is that if you're really good at helping people not only get their resumes organized, but get their LinkedIn profiles organized, because so many people are finding jobs now through LinkedIn and the connections there, that can be really helpful as well, to be able to just help people as they're going through that process of, again, put their best face forward, put their best version of themselves forward to potential employers. So that is something to look into if you're good at that. Number 11 is to sell products at your local farmers market. So many areas across the country and the globe have farmers markets. And so maybe you have something that you make that would be a good candidate for selling there, or you have things you grow and produce that you can sell there. That's always a fun community experience as well. Number 12 is start a handyman or appliance repair business. Again, this is one of those things that when your dishwasher breaks, sure, you could probably go and look it up on YouTube and figure out what part you need and how to repair it, but it's so much faster to call an appliance repair company. At least that's what I do. And I'm always delighted to see them show up. And so if you are interested in that, you can either do it yourself or perhaps start a company where you hire people to work for you who go out and do the repairs. So either way, but that's always a great thing that any community will need. Number 13 is to become a house sitter or a pet sitter. And so this is true whether or not families have pets. Sometimes they just want someone to watch their house while they're away for an extended period of time. Or if they don't want to take their pets to boarding, then they want them to stay in the home, then you come and stay in the home with those pets. And it can be a really nice job because you get paid to stay in someone else's very nice home. And what's not to love about that? So that's a really interesting option. Number 14 is to start a personal training business, and that might take some certifications in becoming a personal fitness trainer, but if you're interested in that, that can be a good option. Number 15 is to start a car dealing business, or car dealership, maybe. Yeah, you could do that. A car detailing business. So this is where it's a mobile service where they will come to your home, vacuum your car, detail it, all of this, and not have to go anywhere to get that done. So that's kind of a nice option. Number 16 is to teach DIY projects. So if you've got a project that you are really good at, you're really handy and good at doing things yourself, then you can always teach that to other people and share your skills with others. Number 17 is to start a jewelry making business. And my favorite go-to for jewelry just absolutely is Etsy right now. They have so many beautiful pieces. I think the ones I've got on right now, yeah, aren't those pretty? They're from Etsy, and Etsy just has, I'll link to these because I just love them. They're so pretty. And even my necklace is from Etsy. So they make this beautiful, like luxury looking, very super high-end looking jewelry that's super affordable. And so I have a bunch of different jewelers who I love on Etsy that I order from all the time. And so that's really fun because that way you can support a local business and you can, that's selling on Etsy, a small business, and then also be enjoying wearing beautiful jewelry at a good price all at the same time without having to break the bank. So if you're into jewelry making, you can definitely do that and you'll have probably many happy clients who will be really thrilled to be able to buy your beautiful pieces. Number 18 is to start a carpet cleaning business. That's always a big one, especially for families who have pets who are always tracking things in. Good service to do. Again, not something people want to do themselves. Number 19 is to become a home inspector. So this requires some obvious training and certification, but it's a really important service. And we had a gentleman who owned his own home inspection company who did our home inspection when we bought here. And he was just so nice and gave me this like huge, set of resources about how to take care of my home now that I was a first-time home buyer or a homeowner. And it was just so fun to be able to just have him go over the house. Thankfully, he didn't find anything that was going to interfere with closing, but no surprises. But it's a really valuable service that everybody who closes on a home needs to have as a home inspection. And well, I don't know if it's required, but I would really recommend that you don't even think about closing on a home until you've had an inspection. Let's put it that way. Number 20, start a notary public service. This is the service where you notarize documents, official documents, and it takes certification to get this done, but then you can offer notary public services for a fee because all kinds of different documents need to be notarized on a very regular basis, so that can be a good option if you want something that's going to help your community. Number 21 is to teach coding classes. So this is a really interesting one too. I don't know anything about computer coding, but I have heard people like Ray Dalio, who's just such an influential, now he's retired, but he's the former CEO and founder of Bridgewater, which is a big hedge fund managing company. And he's very futuristic and future oriented. And he said that one of these days soon, teaching coding is going to be just as important as teaching reading, writing, and arithmetic in school, is for all of us to know how to code. And so that's a really good skill that if you know how to do it, you can teach other people how to do that as well. And then they're set up with a skill set that they can make a great living with as well. Number 22 is to become a video editor. This one is one of my favorites, actually, along there with the one I mentioned in my last video of being a website designer, because video editing is something that I've discovered as I've been doing my YouTube channel here for the last month or so is fairly time consuming. I basically dedicate about a day to a day and a half to designing my show and doing the research and prep for my show notes. I spend a day filming, and then I spend a third day doing editing and uploading. And so it's definitely time consuming, and there's a lot of content creators who really want to start outsourcing those kinds of things, and it can be done remotely, which is really, really nice. So if you want to either learn the skills to become a video editor or already have those skills, it's not particularly hard. I've taught it to myself, so it can't be that hard, because at least I'm using iMovie to edit right now, and I'm playing around with other options to make my videos look even cooler. So anyway, that is like a really cool one that you could definitely look into, that has the potential to be really lucrative as well, just with how many people are going into the online space with their businesses and their brands and need help with video editing. All right, number 23 is start a mobile car wash service, kind of along the same lines as your mobile car detailing. You can definitely look at having a mobile car wash so that you show up, wash their car in their driveway, and it's all done. And again, this is a service that would be best to do if you live in a highly urban density kind of area, so you're not driving 40 minutes in between clients' houses, right, and spending too much time on the road when you're not making money. Number 24 is to become a professional speaker. So if you're skilled at public speaking, you can offer your services to speak at public events. You can offer your speaking services at conferences, and also look at doing paid collaborations with influencers, because a lot of them are always looking to do collaborations as well. Number 25 is to start a window cleaning business. I know this is one thing that I'm always happy to delegate out. I don't necessarily have the time to go around cleaning all my windows, but I like to have my windows nice and sparkling and shiny. And so that's a really good service if you want to look at a business idea there. Number 26 is to start a woodworking business, or some other kind of business where if you have a particular skill set that you're good at creating something, crafting something, then there's always a market for those kind of beautiful, one-of-a-kind artisan pieces. Number 27, I liked this one. Become a private investigator. How fun is that? I mean, I'm sure it's not as fun as it sounds, but I'm a huge fan of detective novels and mysteries and all the Sherlock Holmes stuff. So I imagine that being a private investigator is not nearly as much fun as it sounds, and I'm sure you have to have certifications and licenses to do it. But that's definitely something to think about if you're interested in that. Number 28 is start a home staging business. So this is really good. I know a lot of my friends who are realtors will use home staging businesses, and it really helps homes sell faster if they're beautifully set up with beautiful furnishings and people can visualize living in that home better than, let's say, you just walk in to look at a house and it's just empty and echoey and kind of sad, and it's hard to visualize yourself and your family living there, versus a home that's really beautifully staged already with like furniture and artwork and lighting. And so the staging company brings all of those pieces in, sets it up. Then when the home sells, they break it back down again and go on to the next client. So, well, I'm sure they have more than one client at a time, but you know what I mean. Number 29 is to start a drone photography business. We had talked about this in my last video. If you have a drone and you can teach how to use drones, that's cool, because aerial photography is really popular right now. But also, if you want to just sell your drone aerial photography, either as stock photos or stock video, or you want to sell your photos on Etsy or another platform like that, that can be a really fun option there. Become an event planner is number 30. If you're organized and love working with people, you can look at becoming an event planner. That can be a really fun thing if you're just like a really high energy person and don't mind all the details and coordinating and love putting together beautiful events for people. That could be an option. Number 31 is kind of craftsy and fun. Start a t-shirt design business. I recently started following somebody on Instagram who has their whole business is just tie-dye t-shirts, and it's super funky and cute. And so, you know, for every product out there, you're going to have an audience. And so, and it may not be a very big audience, but it just depends on what you're creating and how much demand there is for it. But that's a really fun idea, is to create something that's kind of craftsy and fun, and then just put it out there on Etsy or Instagram or even Amazon and see how that goes. Number 32 is to become a software trainer. So if you have skills in a particular software, you can train others. There's a lot of personal finance software that financial planners and advisors use, and those companies have trainers that's all they do is train on that software. So if you're trained in a software, that can be useful too, because a lot of that really is a little bit difficult to learn how to use without some help. Number 33 is to start a tax preparation service. So if you're skilled at tax preparing and have the licenses and certifications that you need to do that legally, that can be a really good option as well, because doing taxes is something that very few people enjoy. And so that's something to look into as well. And again, looking for those things that people don't want to do themselves that you're good at, and then saying, hey, no problem, I can solve this for you. I can step in and make this problem disappear or make this pain go away. Take this thing off your plate. That's one thing that goes into starting successful businesses. Number 34 is a fun one too. You can start a coffee cart business. And so if you love coffee and you're good at making gourmet coffees, you can look and see what your local rules and regulations are around those, but look into starting a coffee cart or a coffee mobile to-go type thing. Number 35 is to become a professional gamer. This sounds fun. Get paid to play video games. I mean, what's not to love? So that's a cool thing. You can make money through tournaments and online streaming. So you can look into that. Number 36 is to start a mobile nail salon. This is really something I've seen get more popular in the last couple of years for working professionals who want to have their nails done and are just too busy to do it themselves. And so these nail professionals come to their client's home, do their nails before an event or maybe on a regular basis where they'll do their nails, and then be able to have them just get it done without having to go to the salon and fuss with that. Number 37 is to start a mobile massage service along the lines of mobile services that you come to the client instead of the client coming to you. If you are a licensed masseuse, then you can look at bringing all your gear, setting up in your client's home, and doing massage in the client's home. Soup, again, has been something I've seen become more popular in recent years. Number 38 is to create and sell 3D printed products. So if you have a 3D printer, you can print products and sell them. I think the example I can think of with this, and 3D printers are being used for everything, but I see a lot of 3D printed pop-up birthday cards that people are selling on Etsy and Amazon that are popular right now. Number 39, start a bike rental business. So if you live in a tourist area and you want to have a way to cater to your tourists, you could look at having a bike rental service for them. Number 40 is to start a custom framing business. So maybe you have the ability to do framing and have people be able to bring their pieces to you and put together custom frames for them. Number 41 is to start a mobile hair salon. Again, another service that a lot of people are preferring to have come to them rather than them going to the salon. They would rather have their hairdresser come to them, do their hair, do their blowout, whatever they need done, and have that extra convenience. And again, you can charge higher prices for all of these in-home services just because you're doing the driving and not the clients. So the clients fully expect to pay more to have an in-home nail, appointment or an in-home hair appointment than if they went to a salon. So you can price that in. Number 42, and this is along the lines of the website development and things like that, is to start an SEO consultant business. So SEO stands for, if you're like me and you didn't know what this was until a few weeks ago, right, is search engine optimization. And it's what helps business owners get their websites optimized so that the search engines will bring those to the top, so that if somebody's Googling in a particular business in their town, you're not going to be on the 12th page of the Google results. You'll be up towards the first page or maybe the second page, because most of us go off of the Google search results from the first page, maybe the second. But so it's all about optimization, and it's a whole skill behind knowing how to optimize your content so that it rises to the top. So if you either have those skills or want to learn those, that can be something that's really valuable, because it just puts people's businesses out there in front of more clients, helps them make more money. And again, something that, like, if you're like me, I do not know how to do search engine optimization, and so that can be a great thing to outsource as well. Number 43 is to become a social media manager or a YouTube manager for YouTubers with big accounts who need a YouTube manager. That's a really big thing now, is with so many people becoming influencers these days, they can really start to get to the point where they need to have a manager to manage their channel, manage their Instagram account, and help them kind of navigate all the challenges that come from it's a wonderful thing to have a big channel or a lot of followers or a lot of subscribers, but it also comes with its own challenges and things that you have to learn new skills and navigate that. So if you can be organized and be very knowledgeable in how YouTube works and how Instagram works or whatever, then being a social media manager can be very useful as a skill set to be able to offer to people. Number 44 is to develop and sell video games. I'm not a video gamer myself, but apparently indie video games are really hot right now, so that's something to think about. Number 45 is to design and sell calendars. This is something you'll see a lot on Etsy as well, and I know I got a beautiful calendar of Paris a couple of years ago that was done by a photographer who was selling her work in calendar form on Etsy, which was just gorgeous because that way I could enjoy it all year. Number 46 is to create and sell custom embroidered items. So customization has always been a popular thing. People love seeing their names or their children's names on items. So it can be everything from embroidering things on blankets to t-shirts to hoodies to anything you can think of. Having custom embroidery is really popular. So that's something to look into if you're good at sewing and crafting. Number 47 is to start a party rental business. So a lot of times when people are throwing parties or events, they do not want to have to go out and buy every last thing they're going to need for that party, and so they'll rent it. And so that's something to look into. Number 48 is to become a podcast producer. This is similar to basically the video editor concept for if you're going to become a video editor to help people edit their YouTube videos. Becoming a podcast producer is very similar to that as well. It's helping people with existing podcasts who are wanting to grow their channel and outsource some of the nuts and bolts of running their show. And then that can help with them so they can just record the content, send it to their producer, and then that person and their team takes care of all the editing and then it's ready to upload. So that's a cool idea. Number 49 is to sell your own coffee blends. So if you're a coffee lover, you can figure out how to make your own blends and market those anywhere from Amazon to your local farmer's market to anywhere else you can think of that's a good market for that. And last but not least, number 50 is to start a holiday decorating service. So this is another thing, if you and your family, if you think about it, how much time it can take to put up the Christmas lights on the eaves or on the house, decorate the Christmas tree, haul all the decorations out from the attic or the basement. It can be super time consuming, and some people really like to enjoy their holidays without all the work. And so for families that are interested in outsourcing that, that can be a fun service to offer as well. All right. Well, that got us through 50 more ways to make more money. And again, there's no guarantee that this is going to be a moneymaker for you. It's just some brainstorming ideas. And I hope that you found this helpful. And let me know in the comments if there's something that you didn't see on this list that you've used to be able to make more money and create more income streams for yourself and your family. I would really love to hear that as well. So definitely let me know in the comments what's working for you. And again, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel and being part of our community here. And I will see you again soon in my next video.